All right, Leo, I want to stick with you for a moment because you're on a roll here. Who's the worst? I mean, two of the biggest states we have in this country, we've got Cuomo and Newsom. We got Garcetti and de Blasio. But it seems every night on this show we're talking about which one is fighting to be the worst governor or worst mayor in the country.
Well, let me be clear. Let me be very clear. Number one, the worst mayor is de Blasio. We got the number two worst in Garcetti. Number one, the worst governor is now Newsom. He is subject to a recall. He has single-handedly embarrassed himself by going to that French winery, shut down all the businesses, Jason, where there's no science to prove that outdoor eating, and there is a recall. And I have just tweeted that I will support a recall of Newsom if we can find a Trump Republican to run against him in the recall.
Yeah, there's some interesting thoughts out about there. Lisa, how is it that these people get it? I mean, I'm tired of just talking about it. Like, I want to see people held accountable, but what are people supposed to do? They feel like the election in part was stolen from them, that their vote really won't count. And then they see these governors and these mayors out there, and you see a hotshot like AOC just being cavalier about taking a vaccine.
Well, and many of them are hypocrites, too. I mean, we've seen countless examples of these so-called leaders who aren't even following their own guidelines that they're setting for everyone else. And there needs to be some level of accountability with these people. This recall effort needs to gain steam. People need to get behind it because Gavin Newsom has to feel the pain that he has inflicted on so many Californians, whether it's the small businesses and restaurants he has shut down for no reason, when the science doesn't back down, shutting down things like indoor dining or even outdoor dining for these people who are suffering, or forcing people to be in isolation and stay by themselves, who are, when we're seeing depression rates and suicide rates spike in this country, these people need to be held accountable. And even people like Dr. Birx, Jason, Dr. Birx, in my opinion, should step down from the White House coronavirus response team because she is supposed to be at the top. She is supposed to be setting the example for the nation, and she broke her own rules when it came to Thanksgiving, and then had the audacity to scold others.